Cosplay here. In this video I'm going to show you how I turned my old Nurse Joy cosplay into a new Jigglypuff cosplay. Now Jigglypuff wasn't really on my cosplay list until I saw this karaoke microphone in a toy store and I was like, I want it, I need it, but I couldn't really justify buying it. Until I thought, well, it would go pretty good with a Jigglypuff cosplay and I still have a lot of pink fabric, so why don't I just make one? A quick and easy project using leftover fabric. Perfect! So first I made some sketches of what I wanted the cosplay to look like and then I started cutting out pattern pieces. But then my mind gave me an idea for a cosplay act. And at first I was like, I'm not gonna do it, it's a funny idea, but it's also pretty stupid. And I just wanted this to be a quick project, and for a contest I need to put a lot of effort in it. But when my mind gets an idea for a cosplay act, it's very persistent. So I knew I needed a change of plans. I went back to my sketches and I noticed that they reminded me a lot of my Nurse Joy cosplay, and that's a pretty decent cosplay, what would make for a great base for a cosplay for a competition. And on top of that, the costume had been lying around in my closet for over 3 years, so it was ready to be repurposed.
When I made my Nurse Joy 3 years ago, I first made a mock-up and adjusted the pattern where needed. I focused on cleanliness and perfect seams, but now it is time to take some of it apart. The apron and the bow had to go and make space for a new pink bow. I made the bow into pieces, first sewing the ribbons and then the bow that I reinforced with some interfacing before sewing it. I finished it up with some hand sewing and added a diamond for extra flair. Then I sewed on the different pieces of the bow to the costume. After sewing the belt, I added Velcro to attach it to the dress. I also added rhinestones to the collar, and with some ironing, a tip from Goldilocks cosplay, I got rid of the ugly marks where more Velcro used to be. It's really starting to come together. For the shoes, I also wanted to repurpose my Nurse Joy shoes to keep the theme. But they were painted before and more paint was a bad idea as it cracked now. So I ripped off the details and attached them to the new shoes that I then painted in the matching color. Next I made some gloves by using an old pattern and sewing it together. I wanted to add more details, so I experimented a bit with embroidery. When I found a design that I liked, I turned that into a brooch to go on top of the zipper. Then I started on the ears with a cat ear pattern from Be Cosplay. I adjusted it a bit and glued the pieces together. Then I sanded the edges and primed it with Flex Bond. I painted everything in the right color and the ears are done. Next I decided to make a petticoat, so I cut a bunch of tulle into pieces, following a tutorial by Lee Cosplay. My petticoat consists of 3 strokes, each double the size of the first one, and a pretty ribbon at the bottom for a clean finish. And then I had to do that 2 more times to ensure maximum poofiness. I simply made an underskirt out of some cotton using the pattern I made for my Astrid skirt. And I made sure everything was nice and clean. Then I had to gather the top stroke, sew everything together and add an elastic. Now look at all that fluff. It took hours, but oh boy was it worth it. Lastly, I styled the wig, hated how it looked on me, and did something completely different for the final result.
And that is how I made my Nurse Joy costume into a Jigglypuff one. I am very happy with the result, and I'm also very happy I got to use this wig that I bought just because I thought it was pretty, but it turned out to be perfect for Jigglypuff. And what makes me very happy is that I still got to make almost everything with leftover fabric. But I think what I like the most is that I got to give my Nurse Joy costume a new purpose. I'm very proud of that costume and I put a lot of effort in it. And it just makes me happy to see that I can use it again for something new. And who knows, maybe in a few years I will turn it into yet again another costume. But for now, that will be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching and bye!